So in today's class, we're going to learn how to do a drawstring bucket bag. And with this bag, I'm going to use 3 different colors of leather, as you can see on my work table. Okay, so we're going to put these pieces together. Hopefully we'll be able to achieve a brilliant result with it. Before I head on to give you the tools and materials for this project, I'd like to say a very big thank you for watching our videos. And if you are watching us for the first time and you've not yet subscribed to our channel, I advise that you head off straight to hit on the subscription button and also on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime a new video is uploaded. The good thing about this channel is that we do not just upload only bag making videos. We upload jewelry making videos, millinery videos, and tailoring videos, and soon we'll be adding soap making videos. I think that in the past our millinery videos have been very popular and they continue to be popular. Thank you very much. If you've not seen it yet, I would ask that after watching this you have a look at it, and I'm sure you'd love it. So the tools and materials needed for this project are of course the leather we are going to use, and I'm going to talk to you about all these measurements I've had to cut out, and then some hardware. So for these ones, I'll just use them as props for the bottom of the bag, and then I have my handmade tag here. I also have some hardwares on the sides. These I will be using for the handle when we get there. And then I have my eyelet and eyelet tools to make the holes for where to put the drawstring. Okay, you need your cutting tools, and then you also need some glue, of course your sewing machine, your ruler, and your pencil for drawing and cutting. Basically that's everything. So I just generated a very simple stencil for the base. Okay, so this is what the base looks like, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. So it is 21 centimeters in length and 15 centimeters in width. So you just draw it straight like a rectangle, and then you arch the corners like this to have it looking like that. Okay, what you can easily do to arch the corners, I'm going to show you now. So let's say this is one of the corners you want to arch. Just get a rounded object, it could be anything round, then put it at the corner. So you're going to make sure that it's touching this edge here of your paper and then this edge here of the paper. Okay, make sure they are all touching and lined up beautifully. Get your pencil, and then you do so. We've arched one corner like that, then you cut it off and do it for the other 4 corners, the other 3 corners as well. So in all you have it all arched like that. So this is the bottom of the bag. Now you're going to cut this onto the base of the bag. So I've decided to use this color of my leather for the base. Okay, so you're going to cut it out for the base, the exact shape, and then put it on the side. Then you get your foam. We know as usual that this is what gives us stability or gives our bags the shape. Okay, so you get your foam, and then you cut the same size, as big as the stencil. Then you trim it down 1 centimeter. So you can see that I've had to trim it down 1 centimeter. Okay, and I'll tell you as we go along the reason why we had to trim it down 1 centimeter in size. So this is what you would have when you are done with it. Okay, you should have it looking like this, 1 centimeter short. So as usual, the leather I used is not real leather, it's faux leather, and it's A4 size. Okay, so what I had done is just to put it into 2 equal halves. You get it, put it into 2 equal halves like that. Make a mark on this side, make another mark on this side, draw a line straight up, and then cut it into 2. So you have 2 pieces of leather. That is what I did to get this. So I'm using 2 different colors for the body. This leather stays at the bottom of the bag, and then this comes to the top. Okay, I realized that this length alone is not enough for the whole length around the bag. You get it? If I have to stitch the whole of this leather around the bag like that, this length wasn't enough. So I needed to get some leather to bridge the little bit of length we are looking for. The whole length of the bag is 66 centimeters, right? And this doesn't give me 66 centimeters. So what I have done here is to cut 2 centimeters, okay? And I'm going to stitch it here. I'm going to stitch it here and here to give me the extra length I need for the bag. Okay, so I'm going to do it here and then at the end as well, okay, so that when I bring them together like that in the bucket, I have it at these sides. So bear in mind, this is where I'm going to put in one of the hooks. In the end, I put one of the hooks here, and then we can connect it with our strap. Also cut the whole strap that will hold the bag itself in the end, and that is 6 centimeters in width by 30 centimeters long, all right, for the strap itself. So I think I've talked about everything else for this bag. Because I'm using leather, I do not want to use any lining for it, but I'm going to get some lining for the base to wrap it up before I attach it to this one. So I just cut some fabric that matches with the outer leather I have here. Okay, so I want to make the punch holes for the props of the bag, right? So I measured 3 centimeters from here coming in, 3 centimeters coming in, the same, and then I drew my line. So where the lines are meeting, that is where I'm going to be setting the props for each bag. Okay, so I've done the holes on all 4 sides, if you can see it. I'm just going to slide in from the bottom here, then I slide one of the blades to cover it up like that, and then I spread the legs. So I spread the legs apart. I set one of the props. I'm going to carry on and set the other 3, and then we'll take it from there. So this is how it looks from the back, all right, and this is how it looks from the inner bit. Now what I'm going to do next is to put some glue here, of course it was stick glue, and then put the base on top of it. As I have set the props, as you can see, this is going to be the inside of the bag and the outside of the bag with the props. I'm going to put it on the side, and then I've also done the strap for the hands. So you remember the measurement was 6 centimeters by 30 centimeters. Okay, so you first put it into 2 equal halves, and I'm going to use something as demonstration for you to see. So let's say if this is 6 centimeters, you put it into 2 equal halves like this, and then this other half will also be put into another half again, okay, like that. So that is what I did. I put some glue there, and then I brought it, folded it onto itself like this, and did the same onto this side, and then I had it in the middle. So that's the strap. What I've also done is to join the 2 different leathers. So this is what I have done. I stitched it onto itself. I realized that stitching it straight away was a bit challenging because they tend to move. So what I did was to put a strip of glue. It was stick glue. So I'm going to show you what I did using this side as demonstration. So I just put it was stick glue, lined it up onto one side like that, and I brought the other half of the leather on top of it like this. Waited for it to dry before I ran the stitch on top of it. That makes it easier, so then you are sure that you set them in the right position and they are not shifting in place. So I did that for 2 of them. You can just see where the overlap is. It's not that for both of them. And then I also centered a handmade tag onto it. So for the handmade tag, what I did was to find the center of the bag like that, and then also found half of the bag from the bottom. Okay, so from the bottom, just found half of the bag and positioned it beneath the line of half of it. Put some glue there before putting the handmade tag on it, and then later on I ran some stitches at the end. This is just so that your handmade tag is properly positioned and is not shifted in place. So that's what I have done. The next thing I've also done is the strips that are going to go on the sides of the bag. Like I said, the length of the bag was not that long enough to go round this bag later on, so we have to adjust it by putting in strips within in between the layers. Okay, so if you remember, we didn't have a long strip enough, so I had done the first one and then measured the extra strap glued it on top of it. At this point, I'm waiting for it to dry and then run a stitch on top of that. So when that is done, I'm going to also put a strip of glue here and then stick this on top of it like that, just like I did for the other ones. Okay, you see, if you don't put the glue on it, you may not get them lying in place the way you want them. And then I'd also do the same for this side. Put some glue, stick it down before I actually run my stitch on top. So I'm going to make sure that all the browns, you know, the coffee browns are at the bottom and then the caramel on top. Okay, all right, so I've stitched all the sides closed. As you can see, we are progressing. The next thing is to insert the eyelets before we get on. I should have done the eyelets when the bag was flat, you get it, before doing it, before closing the ends, but we'll still be able to get it anyway. So what you do is you measure from the top of a bag, that is from here coming down 1.5 inches. Okay, so from top coming is 1.5 inches. If you want it in centimeters, that will be about 3.5 centimeters. Okay, from top to bottom. So you just put in the markings and make a line. I did my line with a rule. I did my line with a pencil, so I'll be able to clean it up afterwards. I did it all the way around. All right, so here we are. And what I did was to take the measurement of the leather from here to here, and for me that was 30 centimeters. Okay, okay, so 30 divided by 5 for the front here, that is half of the bag. Then the same thing at the other side, and I'm going to do it with you for you to get it. So 30 divided by 5, that is 6. All right, and what I did was to measure from here, the whole of here coming in 3 inches, sorry, 3 centimeters. Okay, so from here coming 3 centimeters, and I'll put in my first eyelet mark hole. Okay, and I'll show you why you start with 3 and not 6 straight away. All right, so our first eyelet hole is here. Okay, then the second one will be 6. All right, so from that hole to the next hole is 6, and that will be here. Okay, that's where our next eyelet hole will be. Then the next one from there will be another 6. Then the next one from there is another 6. Okay, then the next one from there is another 6. All right, and then the next one from here to here is 3. Okay, from here to here is 3. Now when we turn it around, we're going to start with another 3 from here. So we start our marking from here to here is a 3, and I'm going to show you something in a minute. So the 3 mark here and the 3 mark here, when we open it up, that gives us a 6. All right, so then we have a 6 here, a 6 here, a 6 here, in that order. Okay, so after we put in our first 3 mark here, the next one is also going to be a 6 centimeters. So at this point we are working in centimeters, just so that you don't get confused. So I'm going to put my punch holes in there. All right, I'm going to set all these on the side, and then we start punching our holes. I'm going to use this, and all right, so we've done all the holes, ready for the eyelets to go in. The next thing to do is to put in our eyelets themselves. Okay, so we put it in, and then when you put it in, you're going to have to push this other bit of the eyelet setting to fill the hole. So you're going to have it like that. Okay, it would have been easier when the whole thing was flat to set it like this. Then we get the back of the eyelet itself. So you're going to drop it in like this. Okay, then you get the other bit of the tool, which is this one, to set it. So you push it in to the whole thing, then you get something to press on it. It gets like a okay, so these are the eyelet holes. They've been set. Now I want to set one eyelet hole here and another one here for the handle. Okay, so I've measured from the end here coming in. I did 1 inch if you want it in inches, and then 1.5 centimeters if you want it in centimeters. All right, so I've got 2 straps for the sides to help us connect our bag hooks and then our handle to it in the end. All right, so the size of this strip, 2 strips, is 1 centimeter by 6 centimeters. Okay, I'm going to put it through this bit here, then draw it to the center like that, and it's going to be going on the side. I'm doing it for 2 of them. Okay, now before we set it, I'm going to apply some glue to it to hold it together first, and then we are going to use this rivets or male and female to set it on the side to keep it in place. Bag. Okay, so I'm coming in about 1.5 centimeters to apply my glue. Okay, I'm just putting in a little mark here to know where I'm going to apply my glue to end it. Okay, before we put the whole bit to it. So all of this place is going to have some glue. And then I'll do the same for the other side as well. Okay, about 1.5 centimeters. I'm going to let it dry off a little bit, then we attach the straps, little straps, connectors on the side. Okay, all right, so I've decided where to put my hardware. Okay, I just found the center of this whole bit, and then I made a dot there. I'm going to, as usual, put this whole bit on top of this here, and then with the help of something, just set it the same way I set the eyelets. So now we've set it, as you can see, properly done. The next thing is to connect the base of the bag to it. I'm going to turn this inside out and then start attaching the bottom of the bag to it. I'm going to get my pegs to help me, so I know that the middle of the bag is somewhere here and somewhere here, and I'm going to try and aim my green strips on the side of the bag to this bit. Okay, all right, I'm going to get my pegs to hold them up as we go along. And when I'm done with okay, so this is what I have for the inside. Just want to show you how I finished the bottom bit. So I stitched it all round, and then I cut a piece of leather 1.5 inches wide, and then I used it to finish off the whole bottom with glue. So I didn't stitch this down. I first stitched the piece down, then I got this blue leather strip to finish it off with glue. Okay, so I'm going to turn it inside out, and then we see what we have, and then we put in the straps for the pull. Okay, all right, so this is what we have. I really like the way it turned out. If you can see it, it looks beautiful from all sides. Okay, and then we have our handle ready to join it over here, but I'm going to work on the strip now. Then we take it from there. I do not have enough leather to do the strip, so I'm going to opt for fabric for the pull, which matches with the color of the handle. So I think that's going to work brilliantly. I'm just going to cut a strip and and then we take it from there. Okay, so for the strip, I cut 2 inches wide strip, okay, and I put it into 2 equal halves. Then I fold one half towards the center line, the other half towards the center line, and then I brought it together like this. All right, you first have to fold the edges in, and then you do the fold like that and bring it together. I'm going to run my machine on top of it, and then we take it from there. Okay, so this is what we have. We are done with the back. I hope you can see what we have, and I hope our camera is doing justice to it. So this is our drawstring bucket bag. Okay, that is the inside here, and that is our drawstring. We've come to the end of today's project, but before we go, I'd like to talk to you about Podcast with Sheila. All right, Podcast with Sheila is another channel of mine, and on this channel, we share positivity around the world by sharing inspiring life experiences. So we bring special guests from all over the world to come and share with us their life experiences, what they did at the time they were going through a difficult situation, and what the outcome was, and their life at present as they are sharing their story with us. It's a very informative and inspiring channel. I'll be happy for you to check it out, and then subscribe if you're interested so that you'll be notified anytime a new episode is uploaded. We upload new episodes every week, and trust me, it's dead inspiring. So we've come to the end of today's session. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give our video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, to be notified anytime a new episode is released. Until we meet.